Good evening, Hive. Hope you all are doing well. I am 10,000 feet looking down and seeing the world. But yes, hope you all have a wonderful week and hopefully you are once again TGIF. So it is day 33 of this challenge for myself. And so far, so good. We hit another all-time low. So we are, or I am, 200 pounds flat. Just that's it, 200 pounds. So I'm hoping to break through that for the first time in a long time, right? Probably 1 or 2 years. So I'm looking forward to breaking that hopefully this weekend. And I also decided that I will probably do some blood work. It's probably a good time. It's already been 3 months. I believe I went in sometime November. So November, December, January, February. So it's about 3 months already. So gonna get my blood works. Hopefully, it's a lot. It's gonna be. Hopefully, after all the work that we put in for these 5 weeks, I'm hoping that it turns out well, right? So it should, right? So yeah, hopefully it turns out well. So once again, a W today, and once again, looking through the lens of just looking for those wins, right? Looking for those positive moments instead of looking for and amplifying those chaotic and stressful moments. We flip the script. We shift our mind and look through. Looking for overlooking those challenges and looking for those W's. All right, so yeah, the once again that is a W for myself. And once again, today is Friday. So Friday, that is Enhancement Day, right? So we'll be changing that word. I would love to just call it, yeah, go with the theme, right? Enhancement, but evolution day, I guess. But yeah, today big win, lost a little bit more, so down to 200 pounds flat from starting the year off at 213.6. And yeah, we are at the point this Friday, we'll at the point where we are eliminating the most that we can eliminate at this point. Once again, it's not about cutting calories, food restriction, fasting, and whatnot. Really, most important is that you eat and you eat good quality foods, and it's not even have to be quality. Just make sure that we eat, as close to whole foods as much as possible. What our ancestors used to eat. Definitely, they did not have restaurants or fast foods back in the day. They had to hunt, gather, forage for their food, right? And I do once again, breakfast is very important, but at the same time, getting some done stuff done before breakfast, right? So it's just that part of our evolution that sometimes foods was scarce, that we had to go out and hunt for food, right? And eat our fair share of a meal in the evening, right? So I mean, I'm kind of debating on my stance when it comes to breakfast being the most important meal of the day, right? It's just it it's ability, if you have the chance and your workplace or school allows you to eat while you work, or just eat just before you get started to work, or just eat before when you get to work or before you clock in, right? So that's kind of my stance, right? With that, right? Getting out there and getting your work in, right? Or getting your exercise in, and then having your meal to sustain you for until dinner, right? So I mean, it's like still 2 meals a day, and a good portion of that is also having that break in between those 2 meals, just for a nice mini fasting session, right? So, but yeah, once again, not necessary. It's just it's kind of part of our evolution over time, that we went with stretches without food. But once again, our body can go days to weeks and almost a month without food, right? But we could only go days without water, and we could only last minutes without air. So that's why it was very important to have those two things established on day one of our 90-day challenge here. And it was very important that we emphasize on having that observation, right? Of why we choose the food that we choose, what are the expectations that these foods are going to give us, and then yeah, observing as well, during that process where we're consuming our food, and then at the same time doing our observation once again 30 minutes after, knowing if how we feel after eating this food, right? So whether it's regret, or feel like having a tummy ache, or whether it's having the dreaded food coma, right? Just having these conversations. I'm wondering if these things are truly important, or putting our most valuable resource, time, into, right? I myself would just like to believe food is energy, food is fuel, but it's at the same time it shouldn't consume our time and our effort and our focus, right? It's there for to fuel us so that we can do the other stuff that we enjoy doing, the activities that we enjoy doing, and once again, there'll be times where you have family gatherings and you have time with hanging out with your colleagues right after work or school, right? But that's not every day. So every day is having to just utilize food as fuel and nutritional medicine, right? And from that, let that be it, right? Other than once again gathering with families and friends and colleagues, right? So, but yeah, once again, it is Enhancement Day, and what we were having at this point remaining was basically air and water. And speaking of water, I'm feeling a little bit parched here. So, food and water are most two things that our body needs to stay alive, right? And then, obviously, at this point, we have fruits, vegetables, and proteins, right? So, we eliminated a lot of the other stuff, which is refined sugar. And after refined sugar, we remove the carbohydrates, right? Rice, pasta, bread, and white potatoes. And then we also removed milk and dairy products, right? And then now we remove processed foods, foods with additives, preservatives, food colorings, and sweeteners, right? And then also non-related foods, but once again, most important is we're focusing on optimal health, so that our bodies crave that more, other than the foods that been laced with ingredients just for us to continue to eat it, even though it has a little amount of nutritional value for us. And that's why we continue to search for food, hunger for food, because we need more of those nutritional requirements, right? So now, what is left starting Monday? Just one thing. So we're not eliminating more than that. Um, this is pretty much I guess for myself, doing it for the second time, this is pretty much the peak of the plan from here on out, right? So we are removing fruits, right? So, yes, you probably say fruits is healthy and nutrition and full of wonderful minerals and whatnot, but it is seasonal. It is not meant to be eaten year round, right? It triggers a sense for our bodies. Remember, uh, we have the natural seasons of fall, winter, spring, summer, right? But at the same time, our bodies have that same um, uh, have evolved with those same seasons. It's just that we don't follow that cycle anymore because depending where uh, our roots are, right, where we are planted, we have just the same season throughout, and that is it's winter is coming, right? It's the fall season. Uh, Winter is coming, and we need to store up food, store up nutrition, store up water, hold it on to our body because winter's coming. We are going to food's going to be scarce during the winter season. And once again, fruits have different tastes and flavors, but they all share one common thing, that they are sweet. And that is the mechanism of our body to knowing that, okay, this we're having our fill of fruits, because it might be close to winter, so we need to store. And just imagine we're storing, we're not even, once again, with the breakfast stuff, right? We're not even moving anymore, right? We're having food delivered to us. We're not even heading down to the cars and driving to our favorite restaurants to pick up food. We removed a lot of the movement part, which is, what was part of our ancestry to just move where uh, the food sources migrating to, right? To avoid the winter season, right? So our bodies have evolved to reflect those seasons, but it doesn't mean we have to follow it exactly. It's winter. It's winter. We don't. We hibernate. We don't hibernate, right? So we don't fast long periods of time either, right? So once again, we have that. What makes unique of this program is that we have the ability to move into those seasons. And once again, like compared to other plans, this this is not stuck to eating the same thing over and over for the rest of your life. We recommend switching to different seasons just to have that optimal cycle going for us. So definitely, we remove the stuff for a reason, so that we're telling the body that we're out of winter season. We don't need to store these foods. We're heading into spring, right? And that's where now we're trying to locate as much of the natural food sources that we can, which is proteins and fat, to just bring back our weight level, or bring back our natural, right? So uh, bring back what we lost. And once again, it's very important that we're able to do that for 5 weeks at a time, right? And it's not, once again, it's not constant to staying that forever, right? It's just wanting to have enough time for our bodies to sync up to the new season, right? So hopefully, it's you have for this buffer zone Saturday, Sunday to plan ahead, whether that is having your last taste of fruits or easing out of the fruits, so that heading to Mondays, you just have your vegetables, your proteins, your hydration, water, your breathing exercise, and a nice blend of mixed spices and your source of oils, whether it's avocado, coconut oil, hemp seed oil, right? Just those sort of oils to just add a little flavor, add some another source of fuel, right? But once again, I'm still on my medications and I'm wanting to head to bed now. Got work in 8 hours. But as always, once again, this is being streamed on 3 different platforms. So feel free to follow or subscribe through YouTube or through Twitch or through Facebook, right? And then feel free to hit those bell notifications when I go live. Um, but yeah, as always, continue to raise your environment so that you can raise yourself in that environment that will support you to keep going even longer, right? Once again, the best plan for a diet, which means a way of life, right? It's not a fad that the industry has used to manipulate us to just thinking that we need to restrict or uh, eating cleanly through restrictions or through counting calories, right? But yeah, it just continues to evolve and continue to be that impact for your own community, so that you too can you know make a positive change, pay it forward, and just be that person to ignite that flame for someone else. So you paying it forward will help them pay it forward, and you definitely just make the world a better place when your time to leave it. All right, so thank you so much. I wish you all a wonderful rest of your evening. I hope to catch you tomorrow, if possible, for day 34. But if I don't, just in case, I wish you all a wonderful weekend ahead. Take good care, and I'll catch you again tomorrow. God bless.